The set and lighting of The Lion King has the responsibility of representing vast African landscapes, as well as evoking time of day, heat and coolness, a range of emotions, and even a massive wildebeest stampede, all on this stage. Well, we went backstage and even under the stage to find out how all of these technical elements come together to meet this challenge.
I talked to Richard Hudson, the set designer, and he said the whole point of theater is for the audience to fill in the blanks. You give them a little bit and they see more.
It's a very relatively simple set, but actually it's an ingenious set in that it's able to create several different environments. You get a great sense that it's not just this tiny box you're looking at, it's the vastness of the great African jungle and the savanna.
If you look behind me right now, you see the cyclorama, which is the back wall, that we can light, and it looks like infinite space. And also look that the floor is tilted, or we call raked. So the floor raking up, going into that big expanse at the back, the cyclorama, creates a sense of almost infinite space.
With the African setting of the movie providing such a challenge to the set designer, what elements were critical in making the story work in the theatre?
We knew we needed Pride Rock. It's a major symbol from the opening of the movie, and it's where the lions live.
Pride Rock is probably the most complicated piece of scenery in the show. It involves electric motors, hydraulic motors, and it's all computer controlled. So there's a lot of timing and coordination that has to go down, but it makes quite a majestic image to show where the king addresses his constituents from.
What we built is essentially a circular staircase, and it rises right out of the stage floor and descends into the stage so that it can appear for different scenes. If you look at the rock, it's as if a lion has actually scratched onto a tree and indented it with their claws, and that claw pattern appears in a number of places around the show. So you're constantly reminded it's a show about lions, but also a show in which lions have dominated the entire territory.
So once the set design is in place, how does lighting affect an audience's experience of the show?
Lighting changes your emotional experience. Just the color of something and changing quickly can alter how you feel. It can make something very energetic if the lights change quickly. If the lights are rising slowly, it can be very calming. Lighting has a huge storytelling ability.
We have minimal sets, but the lighting does so much to tell the story. When we're in the African savanna, we see a lot of orange light, a lot of light showing how expansive that African setting is. When we get into the jungle, there are a lot of cooler green lights for total transition into a different part of the African world.
There are over 1,000 lights used in the show, and that includes moving lights and conventional lighting, which is static. All of those moving lights allow for a lot of flexibility for the lighting designer to create different scenes and different pictures.
So with up to 1,000 light sources available, how do these elements combine to create The Lion King's opening sequence, Circle of Life? One of the most complex in the entire show.
The house lights go out, and it reveals a bunch of clouds and a lot of fog along the floor. And slowly the clouds are flying out. As each one flies out, dawn is breaking, and the lighting is what creates this image of dawn. Each cloud is lit from behind so that it creates colors of dawn. And then it reveals a sun that comes up through the fog.
The audience actually sees these battens with the silk rising, and the sheer movement makes it shimmer. So we go, oh my God, it's like the sun over the desert. That is the absolute essence of the power of theater, which is that you animate an inanimate object and you bring life into it.
When you take the scenery and the lighting and the costumes and you put them all together in the Circle of Life, all those elements can be all pulled apart and thought about, but it's the impression they all make together.